Hello, I'm Suna Lynn Jacob, and I'm the founder of the Spiraling Up program that you're just about to participate in. And I want to welcome you. Thank you so much for signing up. And I bet you're thinking at this point, what is it that I signed up for? What's going to be happening in this program? Well, this program is designed to help give you more clarity and more excitement about your future. You're in a very interesting time in your life right now, being a junior, and next year senior is going to go by very quickly. And getting prepared and knowing what you want to do after you leave high school is going to take a lot of the anxiety out of your life. You've got enough stress going on, but being planned and organized for your future helps a lot. So I've asked a very favorite person, a client and colleague, Javier Galindo, to help explain the program, because Javier actually went through it when he was a 16-year-old.
I did. Hey everyone. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. Yeah, look, some of these things are just so helpful. I'm so glad that I got to get exposure to them at this age, and we'd love to walk you through a couple of them.
So what's going to happen is that you're going to watch a video just like this that introduces the topic with the coaches, with your site coordinators, and with each other. And you're going to be able to break out with your personalized coach. So we have some wonderful coaches here. They're highly trained in getting people get clarity on what they want and setting that vision and helping them accomplish their goals. Believe it or not, that's a very specified and specific profession, and we all are certified life coaches. When you go through the program, you are going to, in front of you, see that you've got a folder and you've got your Strength Finder book. The folders have 6 sheets in them, and each of the sheets are going to help guide you with some questions, so that at the end of your session, you can make some interesting notes about your conversation with your coach. Your coach is going to be taking some notes also. Each and every time you're going to have a new sheet. After each session, you can summarize what you've talked about with the coach in a neat, organized way. Now, the result of each one of these sheets is that in the end, you're going to have some really important information that you can use to write or formulate a personal narrative about what you want, most importantly, who you are, your values and your passions and your strengths, so that you can think about, first, what am I good at? What am I naturally talented at? Then, what professions might I enjoy? From there, you can pick, what kind of training or college do I need? And from there, oh my gosh, I'm so much more prepared to write your applications, scholarship, and interviews, which those applications can be daunting, as you'll soon see, and we just want to help you with that. In addition, you're going to be receiving your Strengths Finder book, and in there is a code. And in this code, in the next session, you're going to take this assessment. It's about 30 minutes, so you're going to want to get there in time, and it's fun. There's no right or wrong answers. They're just looking to see how you naturally think. It's an assessment. It's not a test. So the most important thing is go with your first answer. Don't second guess yourself. Bingo. Just go with it. And then what's going to happen is they are going to immediately print out your results. Be sure and write those down right here, your top 5 strengths. Write them down, and don't forget, they're going to ask you for your password. Think about a password you're not going to forget. Write it down so that any time that you want, you can go back into strengthsfinder.com and get your results. It helps a couple of years later, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Look, I think this essentially, right, like the pack of the worksheets and everything, it's the beginning of, what we can call the book of me. And it's essentially going to be, all this information on yourself, things that you're going to want to hold on to and that, develop through time. This is something you're going to work on for the rest of your life. And so, you're just starting here, but keep this all together, save your password, and let's start the journey.
Self-development is key, and Javi has some great points to share with you about that.
Yeah, so look, a way to think about the bliss point is to think about the three concentric circles, and like the middle is where we want to focus on. So there's this aspect that's self-knowledge, which is knowing your interests, your values, what you want to do, what you don't want to do. There's the strengths, which will take you in your assessment, as we mentioned. And then there's a part called energy, and that's kind of like how to manage your moods, your thought processes, your mental patterns, just so that you can put the self-knowledge and put the strengths to work.
When you get to that point of taking out the fuzziness and work towards clarity, it's going to make all your decisions, especially as you choose a profession and a school, it's going to make it easier for you.
It really does. It gives you a lot of clarity and guidance. And so why don't we dive into it?
Great.
Look, let's step way back and let's think about, life in the big picture. It's weird. Here's a painting. It's by this Flemish painter named Peter Bruegel. It kind of has people doing all these kinds of weird stuff. There's this guy bashing his head up against a piece of, wood there. Another guy's trying to eat a log. It's chaotic. It's messy. It's not too different from, if you scroll through TikTok or through YouTube and we have people, eating strange things, pulling weird pranks. It's just a little all over the place, right? And then also, modern life now is totally noisy. We have all these, information that's trying to grab our attention. We have disaster news, we have economic news, we have, what's the latest celebrity gossip, we have, what your friends are doing, and we have homework, and we have class, and there's just so much going on, and it's really easy to lose kind of like your sense of place in everything that's going on. And then, internally, we're really tangled up. We have like a really clear picture of, we have these kind of like vague wants and desires, but we're not really sure what. And then also we have so many choices, right? We have option overload. And what happens is if you don't really know what it is that you specifically want, it's so easy to kind of just be led by popular opinion, by what your friends are doing, by maybe what advertisements are pushing you towards. And so, what we want to do in this first workshop is really ground you in all about you, what you want, how to get there. But look, this is a big exercise. The question is, what do we do about it? And there's a good idea that came from ancient Greece. It's been followed for centuries now, but essentially it's from this guy named Socrates, and his main point to all at the beginning of philosophy and the beginning of kind of like human intellectual movement was know yourself. Now, why is it so important to know yourself? Once you know where you want to go, you can kind of plot the map of how to get there. If you don't know, things kind of look like this. So on the left, you have early versions of like cartographers, and that's their map of the world. Clearly, it's completely wrong. And that's sometimes how it feels when someone says, what do you want to do with your life, right? You say, oh, I don't know, maybe something creative. That's really vague, and it's not really too helpful once you have to actually, identify a career or a study subject. And so what we want to get to with some of these early exercises is, a little bit more precise. What you're going to do is you're going to spend some time with your coach, and you're just going to ask, some broad questions and explore yourself. This is self-exploration. This is all about you. There's no right or wrong answers. The point here is just to start to try to like put some, more clarity around what interests you. Who are you? What are you into? And it'll all tie back in.
So we are excited for you now to go meet with your coach. They've got some questions, and more importantly, they are professionals that are doing this because they love teens. That's their only interest is you. So enjoy your time with your coach, and we will see you after you take your assessment, where we'll pick up with learning more about your strengths. Bye.